Welcome to another episode of Circular Momentum Podcast, the podcast series toward VCEA 2024 hosted by CL2B. So today we're going to talk about circular textile. Textile sector has been one of, for me, rather proactive sector in circular economy transition. So in the past 50 years, global textile fiber production has surged from 25 million tons in 1970 to around 125 million tons today, with a growth rate about 3% per year. Despite the massive growth, it's only about 1% of textile waste is currently recycled fiber to fiber, according to Ellen MacArthur Foundation. So McKinsey & Co. offer a more hopeful forecast is by 2022, suggesting that by 2035, 26% of all European textile waste could be recycled. And here we're talking about post-consumer textile. However, global data on textile recycling and circularity is remaining unavailable. Today with us is Dave Quách Khiển Linh, Green Giant Director, one of the most proactive textile material developer I know in Vietnam. Welcome here.
Thank you, Kim. It's pleasure is all mine.
So how many years you've been working in textile? Would you able to walk me back when you start, interested in sustainable textile?
In the beginning, I'm not actually interested in textile. I'm from a second generation from a textile family. When doing textile, I think it's very difficult work and hard work. So I was trying to do most of the business or most of the work is related to textile industry. However, while I helping out the family, I just found out there was more than what available. So I think I can contribute and I think I can make more. I can help to make it better, especially I grown up from New Zealand. And I see that sustainable is not a destination, is a direction for you to go. So I think there's more than what we can do in textile and especially sustainable textile. That's why I started my company. I started in 2011. Now it's around 13 years. Focusing in sustainable material, innovate in the material, try to make the sustainable material available in Vietnam. For us, we hope to make everything and we try to make everything from Vietnam.
I know there's a lot of other innovation you try. What is the latest one?
Our latest one would be pineapple fiber. We working more than 3 years with a company for EcoFarm. So what they do is they work with farmers and we talking about the technology and also co-investing with them to on some of the machine to extracting the fiber from pineapple leaf and make that fiber suitable for textile production. We've been testing it from last year. We got the fiber that enough and good enough for textile production. We've been testing since last year until this year to try on different fabrics. We try on knitting fabric, we try on woven fabrics, we try on vegan leather, we also even try on denim. So we try to make a whole ecosystem of products for pineapple fiber.
I visited, there's a sourcing in Munich every year in 2022, and I do see that vegan leather already there. And I already seen pineapple fiber actually in the market for not something new. Would you a little bit share where are you at of the pineapple fiber project? And is it scalable or it's gonna be something like locally made like knotted fiber and so on?
So pineapple fiber or PLF, pineapple fiber, we call our project is Ananas. Pineapple fiber is not new. It actually started from Philippines. Pineapples bring into Asia from Europe when they invading some of the country in Asia. And they planted pineapple, and especially Philippines in the old day. Philippine people used to producing garment from a type of tree called alpaca. It's similar to banana. So, and they see pineapple plant have the property. So that's why they do it. They use that plant to producing garment as well. However, because the process is so difficult and it's so all mainly labor, so the price of pineapple is very high. They're only mainly used for like rich people and also for king or government people use, and also donate to like foreign country. So not much people use it in the old day, but it's there. They compare pineapple fabric similar to leaf to silk.
How many years ago was that?
Since the 70s. So 1970 something. I can't remember the exact, but it's more than 200-300 years. So they've been doing that for a long time. However, the pineapple in Philippines not yet scalable. One of the reasons I think that they haven't have a chance of scalable is the textile industry in Philippines is not as good or not as big compared to what they have in Vietnam. And for Vietnam, can it be scalable? Yes, it can, because we have a lot of pineapple farming in Vietnam. Pineapple leaf used to be a farming waste. Agriculture will cut the leaf and then burn it. It will become fertilizer. Well, however, you burn it in the process, you are also creating some greenhouse gas. Yeah, we've been doing that for a long time. It's not a new thing. However, with a new process, we can help to make pineapple leaf to give it a second life, to get it more value, right? Or after extracting the fiber, all the meat will give back to make fertilizer again. Then you don't actually waste.
So you have all the byproduct coming from the waste.
Yes.
So you have the meat to be fertilizer, the fiber remaining to be making into yarn and fabric.
Yes. So all that will be done by EcoFiber. They will work closely with the farmer, try to get the fiber and try to make the fiber and also try to get the meat to become fertilizer again.
How is the technology? Is it advanced right now in terms of processing and treating? And all the question would be, what should consumer expecting pineapple fiber in which product?
We hope to do pineapple in all products. That's what we try to do right now. So we, day by day, try to inventing or try to adopting technology that is tailored for pineapple. Pineapple is a new product. They haven't got any technology available to processing this fiber. So every technology we get is tweaked and changed to make it suitable to producing pineapple. And then we try to make it to use in all area. At the moment now, it's suitable to use in casual wear, using daily wear, office, shirting, and also try to vegan leather. So we hopefully in the future we can make the fiber suitable for using in sport. Because pineapple, what we find out when we test the property of pineapple is have a very high antibacterial and anti-odor, which will help you, carry on your daily life with activity. Yeah. Yes, you are right. We don't have to add on any extra chemical onto the fiber because the fiber have the property itself. Yeah. So fiber like this, or especially natural fiber, they will have property by itself.
So kind of similar as the story of bamboo fiber have its own function on its fiber as well. And the other project you work on where is a recycled coffee as well, right? So the chemical function is already in the material itself.
Interesting when you bring it up. So for us, that's what we try to do, innovation in the material. So pineapple fiber is a co-research we do with a company. Same time we do other research. And also we bring in other material available in the market from different countries into Vietnam and then try to mix it. So things like collagen fiber, antibacterial, antivirus fiber is already available in other countries. What we try to do, we can bring that material, mix with what already available in Vietnam and make the material in Vietnam better. And then can supply to the textile industry in Vietnam to make textile industry in Vietnam more unique and better.
Have a better proposition, right?
Yes.
I think I pick up in one line of story you share about pineapple fiber. Like it has been produced and sold for king or present for other. It actually, textile has been treated like that. Like I remember when I was little watching, like Chinese movie. Like back then, when different countries to trying to do some foreign relationship, public relation to each other, they're gonna present each other like fabric at present.
Yes.
Yeah, is it? So fabric and textile, it used to be luxury, but with industrial revolution, it's no longer. It's allowed cheaper, and then much more like cheaper and more efficiency in the production. With a result, it's easy to accessible for all consumers. But that's what is the challenge that we have right now with fast fashion. So circular economy coming in as an approach for fashion industry, actually dealing with the challenge of fast consuming a fashion product right now. As someone working in textile industry for so long, what are your thoughts in terms of the current waste challenge of textile?
It's actually very big, the topic that you're talking about. In another way, I would like to have a different perspective regarding the waste in textile, right? We shouldn't think textile waste as waste. Why don't we think it as a material or abundant material we can transform into textile usable products? Then is the technology available to help us to do that? Because cutting waste is one of the material waste in the waste. It is big, it's not small. And those wastes can be recycled. But is it efficient? How do you make it efficient? To us, what we see in recycle, there's two biggest obstacles that need to be overcome. One is sourcing. The second is logistic. If you have these two, you can lower a lot of costs in recycling.
And when we talk about it, we have two challenges of pre-consumer waste and post-consumer waste. For me, it have facing different challenge. Post-consumer waste, that conversation actually not coming into Vietnam so largely. Just because of Vietnam textile is big, but then it's an export market, right? So that's why the post-consumer waste regarding textile in Vietnam actually not that advanced, let's say, compared to other countries, especially like Europe country, where the focus of or the challenge of post-consumer waste is a lot. That's the challenge of separation, because textile have different material. Sometimes different design have different material, and the different material need to be separated in order to recycle. But I think you were right when you mentioned that the material coming from the cut, make, trim manufacturing, and is actually very valuable resources for recycling. But the other challenge when it comes to waste of textile going to be blended material. Recycling technology in overall, it's only resolve good quality. It's a material in monomaterial. What do you think the challenge in coming to technical of textile, recycled textile fiber?
So in Vietnam, the biggest challenge now, I think, is the understanding of recycling. So they come from several directions. First is the consumer. Well, in the consumer's perspective, recycling is still something that is new to them, and they're expensive for no reason, and also the quality is no good. Most of the consumers also think they don't want to pay something extra for a recycle. And what's the point? Well, to some extent they are right. However, to some other extent, you have to know as well that is recycle not always bad. The quality of recycle can be good, right? It depends on how you make it, and also what technology available. So it's like pull and push. If the market have demand, then the supply will follow. Is the technology in Vietnam available? Yes, it's available. There's people doing recycle right now. It's just that the market is not ready. The customer is not demanding. So most of the recycle, they do it for normal to low grade recycle. They're using to making gloves. They're using to making normal bags or...
Yeah.
no more products.
It actually, in a way, that if the market doesn't have the demand, then there is no pushing for the technology or the industry to picking it up. This is because the market does not have that.
Yes, a business owner, no matter how good he is, he can't invest a machine and do nothing. It needs to have some demand. Actually, is good news is in Vietnam they have pushing the some regulation as well as pushing some talks, and people are taking more action toward getting to people to know about recycle and try to be more green. Yeah. Especially in the past 3 to 5 years, I see it growing a lot. People are more interested in sustainable, and now company is seeing that there's potential in this market, and they're starting to get more attention, starting to get more research, and trying to find a way to especially recycle better.
I just want to, talking about business model, I want to go back to the fast fashion. When saying consumer is ready and changing and toward more sustainability, I'm actually more and more skeptical about it. Just because of if consumer actually wanted, then business model like Shein or Temu would not be become such huge and such big right now. What is your point about fast fashion and its impact?
I think people deserve and have a right to look pretty. Right? Everybody wants to look pretty. There's nothing wrong with that. That's first. And secondly, fast fashion, slow fashion, minimal fashion, high-end fashion, luxury fashion, they're there for a reason. They're there because there's a market demand. They're there because customers that want that market. Is fast fashion a fault? The quality, what they think is the quality of fast fashion is not so good that they can wear for a long time. But some of the time, they don't even wear it for 1 or 2 times and they just throw it away, or they just put it in the closet. They never use it. They bought it because they like it. They're not buying it because of fashion. So you have to come back to a basics. One thing that I normally talk to some of my friends, or I talked to you once, right? Imagining a knife. You can use a knife to cut meat, to cook and feed people. You can use a knife to stab and kill people. So is the knife at fault or the people holding the knife? Same with plastic bottle. Plastic bottle can use to store water for you to drink and save life. Plastic bottle can fall into the water and then catch, life and be pollution. Then again, who at fault? So we can ongoing innovate. We can ongoing creating material or sustainable way. However, we still need to have our lifestyle. Our lifestyle had to be sustainable. Our lifestyle had to be better. So sustainable is more to do with our lifestyle. If we live a sustainable lifestyle, and everything can change very quickly. And innovation of new material, innovation of new way or new model of business to make be more sustainable is pushing us to go in that way.
I remember someone in the textile industry that saying fast fashion is an innovative child of industrial revolution. So it used to be innovation that makes fashion affordable for everyone. And that's the same conversation when we talk recently about circular economy. Circular economy is the next post-industrial revolution, where we need to identify the way that after we being capitalized, we being developed, then we actually seeking for innovation in technology, in business, in material, in order to reducing the impact and be more sustainable. So you're doing a lot of sustainability within your business. Where is your motivation?
My first motivation when I start my business is because we have an argument with my dad.
Interesting way to start a sustainable business.
So my dad say, well, there's no demand, there's no business for this in Vietnam, especially growing up from New Zealand. I see there's a positive To me, when I'm growing up in New Zealand, sustainable is the path. We have to go that way sooner or later. The new machine that we use save more power, right? The new way that we do is more sustainable. So we just become more sustainable every day as we speak. So it's the direction that we have to go sooner or later. And I think I want to start it sooner, get into the game, understand, and try to be, be part of sustainable in Vietnam. So my dad, well, he was right. When I started my business, I'm struggling, a lot of struggling in how to make it sustainable, especially bring material, especially finding material. So it's not easy. And what keep me going is my team. Right? We have a team of dedicated profession in the textile industry who's not satisfied with what's available now. We talk, we argue, and we motivate each other. We see that what we do is success not only for us. And we want to do something that will last and also can help for Vietnamese, as for Vietnamese. I want to do something that for Vietnamese can be proud and for us can be proud. And we all, the engineer in our company is mostly Vietnamese. And that's what we're trying. The motivation come from me, come from our company, and come from my staff.
You working as a providing, supplying material. And most of the material where you said earlier at the beginning of your career is difficult to find textile material in Vietnam. With most people who actually not working in textile Vietnam, they're gonna think it's funny because Vietnam exporting over $40 billion of textile. However, mostly we imported material. Your ambition in innovating, creating a lot of textile material in Vietnam, where do you see it in the future? Is it getting better in terms of the demand and supply of textile material?
It's definitely getting better. Demand will go up higher, especially now with the movement of, supply chain shifting around the world. Vietnam have a very high chance in this textile shifting of supply chain. And Vietnam also working very hard to try to catch the chance. In Vietnam, we have a lot of yarn manufacturing. However, the fiber we have to import. We have to import polyester, we have to import cotton and producing the yarn in Vietnam. Like what you say, we're exporting a lot, but also we're importing the material as well. Does Vietnam have available material? I think there is. Well, we have Rami now in Vietnam, Rami factory. Okay. Yes, extracting the fiber from Rami. And we're trying to do from pineapple. Not to say there are also other fiber available as well. We have a big abundant fiber now, recycled fiber from cutting waste. We can use that. It's just how to efficiently, recycling the fiber to be a material can be used in Vietnam.
Yeah, it's true that we have over 6,000 CMT manufacturing in Vietnam.
Yes.
And then that is the data in 2021. And now it's probably 7,000 already CMT. At my work, we estimate any CMT manufacturing gonna have average from, it's a very good one, it's 5%, but very little manufacturing achieve 5% loss only. It actually, some manufacturing have 30% loss at cutting table, which gonna result a lot of fabric scrap, which going to be the potential material for recycling, for recycled fiber. But would you walk everyone through on the recycling process?
So Vietnam now, what I see currently is still staple fiber recycling. They're recycling cutting waste and then using brushing machine to extracting the fiber and get the staple fiber. However, the percentage of staple fiber long enough for textile use still a small number. So the technology can be making better to keep the percentage higher. But also we have to be more creative of the leftover. Like you have 10-20% of the fiber good for textile use. The rest you can use for non-woven fabrics. Yeah. You can use for farming, you can use for installation. So you have to be more creative on the material itself. I haven't seen a lot of that doing. I've seen people doing that. So some woven, some non-woven fabric using recycled fiber to making non-woven fabrics. So there's also other technology that I heard that they talk, but they haven't started, is recycling polyester fabric into filaments. Back from polyester fabric into polyester chip, go into filaments. So I heard that projects since last year, but they haven't started. I'm not sure is it going to start or not, but that's something really interesting.
Yeah. No, like chemical recycling is, it's getting more advanced, and so commercial plan is about to start in different countries. But I hope to see, like, because Vietnam has quite a major sport brand production here, so polyester, more polyester and more nylon, more synthetic recycling with high quality is going to be what I'm hoping for as well. Do you think the market, like talking about brand, are they talking to you more and have more interest of getting product from agricultural waste like pineapple fiber and recycled fiber, or product from recycled textile?
So in what you mean is, from what I see, brand depend on what direction they go. Some of them, they want to do more with recycled material. Some of them want to do more with natural material. From what I see is the sustainability mindset in brand is improving. They understand there's a need, they understand there's a benefit, but still the benefit to them is not that clear. And secondly is sustainable is not clear to many people. So a lot of sustainable we're talking about, we're mentioning about related to environment, pollution, right? But sustainable is more than that. It's 17 goals. You have poverty, you have human right, you have no hunger, you have city development, you have a lot in sustainability. So they have to understand what is sustainability. And they don't have a guideline to be sustainable. How should a brand, how should them as a brand to be sustainable, right? They don't want to be greenwashed, but how to be sustainable? There's no guideline, there's no people helping them at this moment. And for them, recycling or biodegradable material or functional material is all good. They want to use it.
But they look at it as a perspective of material and the first point, right?
Yes, the material is the easier way to look at it, because you have certification, you have proof, right? But it's more than that. Material is one part of the sustainable path, the direction. So the brand have to be more sustainable, have to be more community, they have to help out to do this, do that. Not only about material, they have to have that mindset. They have the mindset now, but they need support to be more clear. And I think you could help them, especially in the sustainable direction that you're doing now.
Yes, we do certainly have a few work with different fashion brand and textile industry. Recently, I steering the direction of textile into Vietnam local brand. I think with Vietnam, brand is, as you said, is rather lacking. They have the motivation, however, they lacking of guidance, and that I hope that we can work together more in order to support local brand.
We're going there. It just takes a little longer because for us in Vietnam, it's new, right? China, they've been implementing sustainable into the textile for more than 20 years now, right? Europe been talking that for like more than 20 years. And Turkey, last time I in Turkey, 2014, I remember, 2014, 2015, I went to a Turkey textile show. They have yarn made from recycle. And out of 20 yarn manufacturers, I see 6 to 7 yarn manufacturers doing recycle.
Oh.
That's in 2014. We are beginning. And so we've been in a very fast pace compared to what we're doing. So yeah, I think we're going to go there and work very quickly. We just need more support.
So I have the last question for you. How you define sustainable and ethical textile business?
We have to split it, share it first. What is sustainable and what is ethical, right? Sustainable come to famous, the term sustainable come to famous when UN using the term sustainable for their 17 sustainable goal. And inside there's human right, there's environment, there's water, there's improving in manufacturers, they're getting more city grow, right? Sustainable growing. It's to do mostly with 17 sustainable goal of United Nations to make our life better. And ethical to me will be more to do with human labor, to do with working condition, right? In business, working condition, salary paying, no child labor, and then opportunity given equally to everybody.
Yeah, that's very important.
So those ethical should be inside the sustainability, should not be outside. It's part of sustainable. If you're being sustainable and you're going what is right, making your life sustainable, you're ethical, right? And in ethical is to do with a mindset. Is another way you can imagine it as a ruler. Everybody has their own ethical perspective. How ethical can you be? But there's some guideline. The guideline would be what is the regulation, what is the norm, what is the standard of that country regarding ethical. So you have to look at it that way. And from that way, you can see that ethical to do with more human emotion, more with human interaction. Sustainable to go to do with more with grow, more with sustainable, more with a direction to go. And you have to combine the two. It would be that to be sustainable, you have to be ethical in your business and be sustainable in your path.
I think we have wonderful conversation so far. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. And I would like to thank our sponsor and partner for making this podcast happen. Thank you, RX Trading, Dedicated Bricotum, Amaniki Hotel for your beautiful venue and EXO branding.